Have you ever done a mood board? Of course you have. You're a designer, you're a creator, you're a maker just like me, and you've probably collected visual assets or inspirations and put them into some sort of board, some sort of digital space where you could show a client or a stakeholder the visual direction of where you want to go. I've done lots of mood boards in my time and I've recommended them, but I'm going to tell you, I've been doing them all wrong and so have you. And in this video, I'm going to introduce you to the new hotness that I like to call a style tile. Okay, let's dive in and take a look at some mood boards, and we will start right now with a messy mood board. Maybe you've created a messy mood board. It's literally going out and grabbing inspirations from somewhere and just collaging it, just slapping it onto the page. This just doesn't bring the level of clarity or communicating your vision for where this application or website or design is going to go. It's just not doing a great job. We're kind of just pulling some stuff and slapping it in there. This can be hard for clients and stakeholders to get on board with your vision. This is like when somebody walks in to buy a house, there's a large percentage of people that will actually complain about the paint on the walls. Duh, you can repaint obviously, but most people don't have the ability to see the vision past what they can currently see in front of them. And there's different levels of this. But most people don't have the ability to look at just a scrap board or like a wall of inspiration slapped together like a collage and actually see and picture it. There's that very specific slim amount of people that can look at a rotten, torn down house and see the vision in it. They need to maybe see some visuals, a plan, something a little bit more to give them guidance and direction. So maybe with that in mind, you've done what we call, instead of a messy mood board, a little bit more of a structured mood board. Your structured mood board is going to introduce maybe some typographic styles, maybe some colors, maybe some buttons if we're doing websites or applications, a texture, a couple images, and maybe an icon or two. But again, we're taking these visual styles and we're just kind of plopping them on the page. We're just presenting them as content and we're not giving it any context. And context plus content is the thing that actually gives people meaning. It allows them to see the vision. And so if we're giving them, this is content only, it's good content. It's a well thought out color palette. It's well thought out typographic scale. You're already kind of brainstorming some images. This is good. This is better than the messy one, but it's missing that context. And so how do we introduce context? Well, we introduce the idea of a style tile. And the style tile is really where we're going to not only take that beautiful content, we're going to give it some context. We're actually going to lay it out. We're going to care about the presentation, and we're going to mock up almost like a faux website or a faux web application to give it a little bit of context. And so let me turn on my style tile over here and we'll jump in and you can see the difference between that structured mood board and this style tile. We've actually styled everything out. We've laid things out in kind of like a two-column approach. We put a generic logo and a header and a footer in. We still have that same content, right? We have some body copy, some headlines introduced, although we're not being so rigid of showing them H1, H2, H3, H4. Clients, for the most part, don't care about an H4. What they care about is, how is this whole thing going to look, right? They don't care what kind of materials you're going to use when rebuilding the home. They just want to see a 3D rendering and an interior designer to show them some fabrics, right? This is us being the rendering and the interior designer and actually showing them, giving them palettes and layouts of how things might look. And so we have our layouts, our lockups of typography, our buttons and some other things, but we've also started to create some interface components, maybe some form fields and how buttons attach onto those, maybe some cards and some links. We've kind of like brought up the amount of iconography we can place in there, and we see some of that iconography actually being implemented in the UI elements. Now this is, really specific to if you're doing a website, web application, mobile application. This is communicating that type of design, right? If you were going to do a branding exercise for a style tile, you'd probably want to see things on, some mugs and some signage and some billboards and some business cards, quick mock-ups of how those things might take place. And in this kind of like space, we want to see those same things applied for digital products, right? And so here you can see same thing. We have some pull quotes and some imagery there, but the whole thing is kind of locked together, and you can see the large difference between, our messy mood board over here and our structured mood board, and then our beautiful style tile that's happening right here. And of course, when you jump over to, the rest of the style tiles, we can see that we have multiple versions now of the style tiles. Here's, one color variation with kind of strict crisp buttons. Here's another one that's a different color variation with pill rounded buttons. Same elements, just tweaking color, tweaking maybe some slight kind of like stylistic things about it. But that at the end of the day is the style tile. That's how we create style tiles. And that's why they're so powerful, because when we're selling a vision to either clients or stakeholders, we have to communicate in a clear way, context and content that displays the vision to get them on board. So this really is a selling technique. This really is a powerful tactic to get people to jump on board with what you're envisioning for the project. Well, that's it. That is a style tile. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell so you know when more videos like this one come out. Again, if you want to get this free Figma file, you can find the link to it down in the description. Download it, use it, and have it. Enjoy it. I hope it really helps you and brings you a lot of value in your creative work. If you have any questions, leave those down in the comments. I hope you're having an amazing week. I hope you're designing amazing things, making amazing things, and being able to communicate your design work clearly through something like a style tile. See you in the next one.